Okay, this is going to be an open, candid response to Dr. Craig Wright. And his post here on X. I'm going to read through it today, and I will provide a respectable response. Just a couple updates here. This is Gavin Gregory for all the new people coming in and subscribing. Thank you very much. We had a huge X space yesterday. I posted it on YouTube with, was just freaking one of my favorite all time I've ever been a part of, which was just all about the Bitcoin second coming, and had speakers going back and forth on proof of work, proof of stake, and the Bitcoin implementations, and then even the protocol changes and the regulatory stuff behind the scenes, millions of transactions, this NAR and DAR. Really, definitely check it out. I'll post a link here in the video. You can watch it. It's about 2 hours on the space. You watch it at like 2x speed. It's pretty good. That's how I watched mine. So it went by really, really good at that speed. So anyways, all right, responding to Dr. Wright. Let's do it. I'm going to speed. So it started out from an X post that I made. I said, I love haters because they're teaching me to love. And I said and then somebody wrote, you're doing it right if you got haters. And I wrote, they help me grow. Okay, so then he writes to me directly. This is Dr. Craig Wright, who I covered in this case, the Satoshi trial, the COPA trial in detail. I'll post a link to the playlist of all the videos I did. In case Dr. Wright hasn't seen them, he's probably not going to watch them, but I'll post a link in here somewhere. You can find the playlist right at the end about all the trial videos I did. So we're still waiting on status updates on the appeal. I don't see any recorded documents yet. I see a lot of chatter online, but until I see the recorded documents, it's not fair for me to say, oh, what's this or what's that? So I want to see what's going on in the court filing. All right, so here's what he said. Gavin, you speak of loving your haters like it's a lesson learned, but there's no depth in that kind of love. Not really. It's easy to say you love what comes to destroy you when you think you're still whole. But real love, if it ever comes, finds you after you've been broken, after you've been grounded down so far that you don't even recognize yourself in the mirror. I used to believe that if you kept everything intact, if you avoided the cracks, you'd never have to confront what lay beneath the surface. But life doesn't bend to that kind of thinking. The world has a way of breaking you, no matter how hard you try to hold it together. It doesn't care for illusions of control. In the end, what's buried comes out, whether you're ready for it or not. It breaks you. It always breaks you. And it took me a long time to see that breaking wasn't the end. It was the only way through. You don't fix something just to cover up the cracks. It's like those old Japanese posts they fill with gold. Not to hide the damage, but because what's left after the breaking is the only thing that matters anymore. The cracks are what give it meaning. Haters don't teach you to love. They teach you how to bleed. And once you're done bleeding, maybe then, just maybe, you'll find there's something left worth saying. But don't pretend it's love. Not yet. Not until you've felt yourself break apart and realized you weren't whole in the beginning weren't whole to begin with. That's what I mean. You don't get through this life unscathed. You learn to live with the cracks, and if you get lucky, you'll find a way to make them shine. But it takes breaking, it takes shattering to get there. So that's on X, and that's his X feed at CSTOMINGA. All right, so let's just talk about that openly. Dr. Wright. All right. First of all, it sounds like by the words he wrote that there's Dr. Wright, that you're in a position that I don't even have the wrath or the ability to comprehend. First of all, so it's outside of my world or my little tiny YouTube world here realm to comprehend what he's even been through. So I'm not going to comment on that, but I can comment about myself and what I said and why I believe that. So for me, it's all about I project what I project. All right. And if I'm going to project love and I'm going to project intent and my view of the world, then that's the projection that I'm making. Now, that's a choice that I have. I get to make that choice of saying, I choose love and I choose to project these things. Now, when someone says something that's against that, and they throw hate at me like I had this week, hey, I'm choosing to project love back out, because it only just gives satisfaction to the haters if I react. Now, being well seasoned in the law and the facts and how things work, now there is a big difference between what I believe a violation of the law and just haters. Now, I will share a video that's going to be coming out tomorrow where I trolled into an X space, and I think it's a fun little watch. I can put a preview to it. If you're seeing this video, I'll put a preview to it in this video. You can even watch it here, but it's not out yet. It'll be out tomorrow. And I trolled into this space, and there was a hater on there that was posting things about me personally, and I was bothered by it. Not because, so it doesn't in any way bother me in any way. It's like to say jokes about Rod Stewart or hair or whatever jokes. Those are freaking cool, and even whatever mean comments. Actually, I project love back on all that stuff. But when it comes to what I believe a breach of privacy, that's where I object. Now, whether something's a breach of privacy, that's for a court to determine, right? So, but I do know that I could go out and look into somebody and into their private life, let's say with a court order, and then I could put that online and say, look at this guy's private life and his social security number and all this stuff. Well, would that be against the law? It could be if the court determined. So I came into this space with that objection. Someone had done that to me. What I believed was a breach of privacy, and I believed it was inappropriate for going forward in the space to expose people's private information in any way that's just not relevant to business of the online stuff. Now people are going to say, well, we found it in a court file, or we found this, we found that. And I'm like, so you'll be able to see what I said in the space, which was, hey, I'm out there in the open. Somebody ran a background check on me. Sure, yeah, it's possible. You can run a background check on people. These things are all possible. You run things. I get it. Just because it's possible doesn't make it right, or doesn't mean it's within the law. Oh, we found. So that's my point. And so. When it comes to like angry hate, I project just total love, and I just project total abundance and mindset, and I see it and I just send them love. And actually, what I'll do is usually in the response, because it's the YouTube channel that it's the most, right? Like on X, my subscribers count is about 12,000, but YouTube like 35,000, and I'll get like comments on some videos in the thousands. And sometimes it's just mad trolls and hate, right? And so I usually, and it's all anonymous. There's no way for me to track most of these people. I can't serve these people a subpoena. I can't haul them into court, go to YouTube. And even if I serve a subpoena on YouTube, they're going to say, oh, that was set up with a fake number and a fake name. And there's no way to track. And it was with one of those burner phones and whatever. And it's like, oh gosh, there's no way to track anything back. So there's no point. So my point is that when these people are on YouTube and they're trolling me hard, and I just literally make fun of the situation. And I guess the best way I could put it is like, if I can come in and just reveal all my faults and my negative things and make a joke about it first, point them out, then it's not so bad, because I've already exposed, look, dude, you're going to call me out for this. You're going to call me out for that. You're going to call me out for my hair. You're going to call me out for this losing this court case. You're going to call me out for making a bad prediction. You're going to call me out for here's all the bad things that I've done. And I'm just laying it on the table. Let's have fun with it, make fun of it, and get all the jokes that way. Then we can move on, because that's what's going to come up anyways. So I just look at it that way, and I project love. Out to all of them. And, it's more of a mindset. It's just a mindset. It's a choice that I make. Big difference from legal requirements of what's illegal, what's not illegal. That's different. Like I said, making personal attacks and going into people's private life and, doing possible slander, these types of things, that is totally objectionable. That's different. But when it just comes to hate, it's just pure hate. like, dude, I send them love, absolute love, and just they actually teach me. I want to thank them because they teach me how to love more, because it's super hard, like, to be reminded to love. But without the balance of having the hate and having the negativity, imagine if I was just like King Tut or something, and I'm just walking around like constantly getting grapes fed to me every day, and I got a harem of women, and they're just like doing my nails and my pedicure, and I'm walking around like, oh, life is so amazing that all I do is get fed grapes all day and say what a hero I am. I mean, that gets old after a while. Now, granted, it sounds great. That sounds like an amazing vacation. A vacation is one thing, but imagine that guy who's that Egyptian King Tut prince style, and he dies at like 19 years old because he's never had a challenge. He's never been challenged to learn how to love. But by the challenge, okay, from the hate, it teaches me to grow and strengthen that love muscle. Because that love muscle's got to be freaking massaged and worked on. And trust, dude, when you come from a place of abundance and you're coming from a lot of success in life, like Dr. Wright, okay, huge amount of success. Well, when he walks into a room, and when I saw him in Dubai, there was 1,000 people. They all want to get his picture and his autograph, and they waited for hours in line. I was one of those people for that. So he's used to this just, roll out the red carpet treatment, massive amount of love and praise. So if that's all that you ever got, Dr. Wright, in your life, imagine how boring life would be. You probably wouldn't be so challenged. So my point is that by the hate, by the hate that's thrown out, when it's not a personal thing, when it's not exposing private financial information or social security numbers or whatever, when it's not illegal, if it's just a joke and it's just hateful from a bad state of a person who has a different point of viewpoint, then I take it as a challenge in making me learn how to love more, learn how to love back unconditionally. And that's the real freaking hard part, is loving without conditions, loving like the maker, like the creator, like the almighty, that the King of Kings the wonderful counselor actually does love, because that love is such a challenge and a constant work to learn to effort. Because when the love is without condition, meaning that even though that hater did that one thing, if he doesn't say he's sorry, I'm not going to love him. No, forget that, dude. I'm going to love that hater no matter what, dude. It's without condition. He doesn't need to respond. He or she doesn't need to respond. I don't need anything from that hater. I'm still got love for them, and I'm sending it out to them, projecting the love. Michael Jaco has kind of talked about, more recently, I've watched some of his stuff. It's like Michael Jaco or a great mentor of mine. Oh, one of the trolls, this is one of the things they talked about. Mentor Kevin Trudeau. They're saying he's a fraud. Kevin Trudeau, dude, and this is one of the hates that I got, that was one of the posts that I came into the space about. They said that, oh, look, he learned from a fraud, Kevin Trudeau, who went to jail from writing a book. Kevin Trudeau was in jail for writing a book. That's it. He didn't go to jail because he hurt somebody, or he scammed somebody, or he defrauded anybody. The government said, do not write any more books. Do not make any more information about this health stuff, Kevin. Do not do it anymore. Do not do any more seminars. Do not do any more videos, courses. He said, fine. They didn't say book. So what he did was he wrote a book, and the book was called Health Cures That They Don't Want You to Know About. And that book was like so devastating to the pharmaceutical industry that they freaking threw him in jail, 13 years, So I stood up for Kevin, when he was in jail, and I did my whatever little tiny part, whatever part I could play, which was nothing really. I mean, but whatever little, other than sending him positive vibes and maybe a couple videos and talks about it. I did send him love and encouragement, but I don't know, I'm just defending, I guess, that position. That was a mean troll comment about why I'm a bad guy, but I learned from Kevin. So my point is that with any of these haters, Dr. Wright, it's all just about what I project. And when they come in and troll and they call me names and they say all these mean things, it's like, it's teaching me to love. Picture the King Tut guy getting all those grapes, living the king life. He gets no chance to learn how to love, but I choose to have the challenge to be great and to learn how to love without condition. Subscribe, like, comment. Dr. Wright, got love for you. Everybody else, I will see you at the top.